make things happen there top side.
I feel like Tabi's go a long way here. For,
Absolutely.
But then again, like, I mean, it's probably going to be Baus going Mobies. That's how you boy. Brownie's going to spot this out. There's a ward only on Hansam D, and you got to think, hang on, where are the rest of them? Prime, his hook is back up off a cooldown as well, so even being under turret is not going to be safe. Crownie getting saved by Reckless. Flash away, stunned up, and he might die. Up into melee range, but under turret, it's not successful yet. Hansam D moves in. The turret ramping's big, but a block by Theocax from the Gleaming Quill. First blood of an IJC.
And that's exactly what we were talking about when we said we need Prime with a counter pick onto...
Didn't have the greatest of times there. Oh, speaking of reading the play, though, Ici Japon, they see this one.
Missed.
He got the feast on the cannon minion. I don't know if you call that worth, but as Val
That's worth. That is worth.
How many minions can he get? That's the only question I want to know. Wait.
And Blitzcrank gets the kill. Yeah, look at that cheeky grin on his face down there. He's like, he's cool with that. He's cool with that.
Did you see the head scratch?
Towards the dragon. We're really playing with a very fine line right here. Of course, Vi's great at hold on, hold that dot.
Sidestep indeed. Howling is able to get the grasp, but Baus is going to go behind enemy lines and take the next wave. Nemesis is caught out, runs into Prime. He lost his flash before from this Blitzcrank. Scatterweak doesn't connect. He sidesteps the ult from Theocax as Reckless helps out. Certus almost dead to the ultimate. Velia will finish the job. A 1-for-1. Nemesis, as a flashless Syndra, took so long to die. Because of that, I think Velia might get even more. Prime's in trouble. Velia almost kills Theocax by himself. This Blitzcrank will be slowed to oblivion with no flash to get away. The overdrive's going to expand and put him down to 200 MS. A kill over to Crownie as well. And just when you think Nemesis caught with his pants down, he pulls him back up.
And I feel like this play was even delayed. I feel like Reckless and Crownie have had priority for majority of the time. I feel like Velia wanted to invade earlier on, and this is the thing that he was talking about, right?
The trend of taking those drags.
The Nemesis, so the pressure will continue. The rocket grab somehow hits, but the damage from Certus is what you have to worry about. Good scout of the week under turret. He gets some extra follow-up, but the arrow finds his mark, gets a slow on Prime to add insult to injury, and Certus is stuck for ages. He doesn't have those Merc treads yet, and so the kill goes back over to Los Ratones.
Even if he did, he got hit from base.
Yeah, that's a big stun.
Crownie literally pressed R the second he just got back to the fountain. And one thing that I'd like to say here is...
4 for IJC for the grub game.
But what happens bot lane? Right? We've got Prime roaming topside to make this grub happen. Here comes the fight.
I mean, you're right. On the travel back bot, he's going to get caught out. Nemesis is going to ulti to get the kill. Certus jumps on, trying to get blocked by his jungle, but he's autoed to death. Certus with the arrow again, doesn't want to revisit the deja vu, but Velia running the map and running the game. That'll continue, but Certus running out will be even better. Theocax comes in with a reverse trade, and Reckless drops to the floor. True Shot Barrage with a bit of excess damage as Certus tries to sit afar and damage. But at the end of the day, it looks like an even trade as IJC managed to get something back thanks to this Sejuani.
Hey, they tunnel visioned onto Prime on this Blitzcrank. You've got your shield as well from the passive. That Blitzcrank doesn't go down that easily, especially in the early game when you don't have a lot of items completed. And of course, you've got Torch and Sundered Sky. You should be able to kill him, but I feel like they focused the wrong target. Certus was also there.
This is spotted out thanks to Ash. I mean, red buff will go down. I think in the end, no, it's not Velia to pick it up, but he'll get it regardless. It's a shutdown over to Nemesis. Going too deep here as IJC. And kills are being donated to Los Ratones. Nemesis just picked up a double, and that is a crucial mistake to make here in this mid-game.
What was that?
It's a big oopsie right there.
Baus might be dead here as well, by the way. He's going to get rid of the wave. He flashes, he gets a Q under turret. Howling should be out, right? Right. Baus is
Get his game played out for him, if you will. And now Prime and Theocax need to find their footing again in this game if they don't want Los Ratones to take that 2-0.
2-0-3 for Velia, really stepping up in this one.
Wow.
Another good grab.
Side set, but the ulti sent everything in the kitchen sink. Theocax gets the kill. Number 3 for him. So at least that commitment might open up Dragon in 30 seconds.
That was incredibly played by Prime. Sort of flanking around the creeps and baiting Nemesis no matter how many times you sidestep unless you use your flash. Prime hits that Q. Now IJC, they've got set up.
Yeah, Velia's caught in. He was starting him a Vault Breaker. Reckless has to commit. It's 3 versus 2 though. The arrow doesn't connect. Certus the new target for Velia. There's so much damage. He's tanking all of them. He flashes away as Crownie now joins in. And IJC just want to play the long con, but Hansam D, not enough. Not enough frontline because Theocax health bar is melting down. With fire, you get ice that starts crowning and crowning. Chasing and chasing Hansam D with a cleanse. He's out for for now, but Los Ratones have enabled this dragon to be in their pocket.
My Vi doesn't do this much damage in solo queue with the Sundered Sky. What's going on here?
Sundered Sky and Pickaxe, it is so much deeps at this point of the game. And it's what's enabling these plays. Bows
might be dead here as no help, but there should be a reset, and Bows will die to a solo kill. Not a smile this time around as Howling gets something back in the lane.
Yeah, Dragon as well. Number 2 going over for Los Ratones with the Vi, setting up this bot tower. There are answers coming down from IJC, but I'm not sure they're going to get here in time. Should just be the turret falling now for Los Ratones.
I just feel like I want to echo what Foxy was saying earlier on the desk. It's like when an Ambessa 5-0 shows up, what does Syndra and Vi do versus that? What does a sitting down?
Thinking about what he can fish from here, but unfortunately the bait doesn't seem too good. And it's going to be Velya who goes in under turret against a Blitzcrank you don't normally see, but Reckless Silence and the arrow, they're not going to let him press his buttons until about now. But the hook is flushed away from through the curtains. He'll fly as Crownie gets the kill, but Nemesis is caught as a frontliner. Certus is now firing away with Hans Sam D, and we just talked about these 80 carries from Ici Japon Corp. They get their mark, and their damage starts hurting deep.
Too much thrown towards the Blitzcrank once again for Los Ratones. Everything but...
You can take anyone with you. Flash is true, very close to the tower. I have no idea how his Q misses here between 3 members, but that is not the case. That's not the problem here. Los Ratones have committed their bodies way too far forward in this mid lane, and again, immobile carries. Ash, Syndra, you overextend, you end up paying the price. Howling getting some loving from his support as well. Bows goes down one more time.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to be a serious problem because it's not like the top side of the map is riddled with objectives to take. This is going to be a turret. This is going to be jungle taken away from Velya as well, who had a lead. Still does technically, but slowing down this Vi and giving the Sejuani more wiggle room to get beefier. It just feels like Ici Japon Corp are moving into this mid game in a very strong way. 5 members are all down bot. Nemesis sticks top. He's got teleport available. Syndra might have to press it soon if they want to commit to a fight. Bouse is coming here to defend. Munches on the Herald, but it's still going down. This turret, this inner turret, is dead meat. It'll drop. Nemesis commits to top, but how fast is the Syndra going to push here when backs are available from people like Howling and there's still a teleport available for this Ambassador as well?
3 towers for IJC versus 1 in response from the side of Los Ratones, but the most important part is that you've cleared out the both side of the map if you're IJC, and the Dragon's coming up in a minute's time. And as you can see, they're assembling around that Dragon that IJC have just started. Certus has to run. He has no TP.
Hansam D almost caught out as well. Ulti not going to be popped by Velya. The Dragon will get pulled out, but its patience will start wearing thin any further than this. However, it is close enough, and Theocax will have the smite down. So, 3rd Dragon denied from Los Ratones. Back on the border, IJC, and Los Ratones are just hoping that they'll step in. A 2-man scatter the week. Reckless set up the team fight we talk about with the arrow on top. It's perfect. If I was in Italy, I would say Mamma Mia. But this is Paris, and IJC are running back to the Eiffel Tower. At least for now, the poke with the shutdown sets it up. Bounces under a tier 2 turret with the range from Syndra helping him get away. Good scatter the week as Nemesis steps up to the plate, but Los Ratones not losing a single person. Choreograph, a perfect pick.
The question now is what are Los Ratones going to take as their prize? The Atakan has spawned at the bot side of the map, and IJC without their jungler for another 5 seconds. Their top laner for 20, but these are relatively low health bars for Los Ratones. Here comes the contest.
But there's no AP. It might not matter here. Quickness going to be used. Prime is the new target again. He rocket grabs Reckless in, but Velya gets over the wall. They pull off, and they start again. Prime now dead. Howling dead for another 3 seconds. It looks like Atakan maybe thought about and start for round 2.
Balsi coming in for this one now as well. He does have the feast to secure.
But now you have Howling with TP heading towards the top side of the map. They're actually going to give this one up.
Lead. The feats went over to Los Ratones. In this game too, they're still looking for picks. The arrow flies out only onto Howling as Balth is willing to step up near the turret. The hook not connecting, but Crownie getting hit by a true shot barrage. Hansam D aggressively forward with an arcane chip while Los Ratones are getting caught out, but it's Balth again. Front lining with the quickness. Now the re-engage. Under turret, he cares not. It's Reckless who sets it up, but the scatter of the week is gorgeous from behind. Los Ratones are healthy enough to continue their onslaught. Under mid turret, 4 versus 5 with the minion wave as well. Nemesis is sending them away. And once again, his own control, huge as Prime.
All he had to do was a sidestep to cover Nemesis. Nemesis with no flash out there could have very easily gone down. Howling gonna find some company in the jungle.
He will indeed. He's slowed down as well with Nemesis here. That ulti won't get him out, except back in. Scout of the week, a good sidestep at the very least with the unleashed power. Howling will survive.
How many dashes?
3 members here. Prime, though, may be able to stop the recall. IJC might have a chance. A good rupture up gives them time, and Lost Ratones running for the hill still.
Crowny's just farming on the rest of the map, though, right here. He's
On
recognized.
the wave down bot lane, no flash on Nemesis or Crowny. That Baron's going down fast.
But it has AoE with the arrow flying up. It gets no one at 4K. There's an attempt at steal. Don't flip it. It might be leased by Lost Ratones. Out of the pit.
Oh.
There's a chop there. How easy is it for Bals to just come in and take your whole pantry worth of food? IJC it bursts it down because once again, Nemesis got his pick of the fight. Interrupted his howling as True Shot Ride tries to claw something back, but Crowny over the wall he goes to trade it out in messy fashion. Lost Ratones just walked in and took what they wanted in the second game. With Scout of the Week not connecting, it's up to Howling to try and stop at least one, maybe 2 more Barons. Slowed down with a rapture, but Balthaz's Hail ablaze, and Nemesis takes the last breath of light in Game 2 for IJC.
5 kills, Baron Nashor, and most likely this Dragon falling down as well. Lost Ratones were a little bit far away from this Nash, and that was the window that IJC saw, but it wasn't enough. The window was closed.
But there might be an opportunity. I mean, I'm seeing a handle.
The TP Howling.
You know, in Paris, windows might not open, but here in this game, they might do. Nemesis is going to get sandwiched on, and Certus is coming in. Nemesis flashes away, but Baus has already taken down that Sejuani. No chance to get nearby as the arrow flies wide, but Certus has no turret here. A pull-in actually might be a little bit in because Baus can reposition and start doing something else to someone else. Certus over the wall is getting burnt down as Nemesis is now controlling
Lost Ratones, 2 members down for IJC. They're still burned up. They get to push through that mid lane. And again,
big top.
How does Baus have
There's no way bot med dies.
Yeah, that's the herald of your doom here if you are a friend.
That's what gentlemen do, apparently.
They read.
They read.
Cup of tea on one
and
hand.
they have tea, yeah. The whiskey's obviously probably not appropriate, but...
I tell you though, we're in France. I've been here for like 3 or 4 days.
Will it still be alive? Because Baus is chasing down and thinking about what he can do here. Spotted out of 2 members. The arrow flies and gets Howling. And you know what? The strongest member is about to meet his fate. Not even chomped up. In the end, it's Nemesis who gets the kill. Number 10 here on the Rabadon's 20 stacks Magi Syndra. The book is out and Lost Ratones have a 5v4 for 45 seconds.
Report jungle.
Jungle.
Yes. Exactly.
You're a jungler, you can't say that.
That's true. That's true. Here goes Velya.
I mean, that is a great hook, actually. The member caught is Velya, and he's not that tanky, but Redemption gives him a bit more time to play with. The turret drops in the meantime as Inhibitor's now next on the menu, and Lost Ratones are healthy enough in the other 4 to keep playing this out, even with a red buff. Velya at half HP. The Inhibitor drops down. We move to almost 10,000 gold. It's not like this team is cleanest in the world.
If that happens after you've said it, you're kicked from the cast.
Well, that's fine. Let's just see what happens here. I mean, Lost Ratones right now don't seem to be stopped, and no. That's definitely not going to be the case here. Theocax has fought out.
Facilitatory jungler in Theocax versus carry in Velya, and Velya has done just that, right? He has carried these games. That crucial smite still.
The Ashen Syndra?
And not a lot of this game is fun, I would say, for Ici Japon, to be fair.
Putting Lost Ratones one step closer to the finals. The arrow doesn't fly. Prime finds a good hook, but again onto Velya. Will it be enough? He flashes away and turns his gaze. A great ultimate in retrospect as now Theocax once again the new target, but look at Nemesis go. He lines them up and shoots them down like they're tin cans on a wall. Baus flashes forward because he's got one thing to say, and that's delicious. Lost Ratones 2-0. The NLC beating down on LFL is not what you expected to hear.
But it's what we were hoping to hear.